Hi everyone. I wanted to give you a short tutorial video on some functions in Microsoft Word. In particular, I want to talk about track changes and comments. So first of all, track changes is a function that will literally record changes that someone makes to your document. And so I did that on your first draft of your research proposal. So what I have open here is a paper that I'm currently working on with some colleagues in Arkansas and in Baltimore. And I have some track changes and comments in this article that I'm working on. So here on the left, there's this red bar, and this indicates that track changes have occurred. And you can turn on and turn off track changes by going to the Review tab up here at the top, and then clicking on Track Changes. So if this is in dark gray, then that means it's turned on. If it's not, then it's turned off. So right now I have it turned on. And then here I have a few different options. I can choose simple markup, all markup, no markup, or original. And this is the view that you see. Right now I have it in simple markup. And what that means is that on the left, there's this red bar, and this indicates that changes were made. If I click on that red bar, then it tells me what changes were made. And so my colleague, Jerry Ingram, made these changes quite a while ago. I haven't accepted them yet. I could, and I will. But what this means is that he wrote this in and made these changes. And so here where it's underlined, that means he added something in. And then where it's marked out, that means that he removed it. And I can accept this change. I can right-click on it and then accept insertion. I can accept this change as well. I can accept this deletion by right-clicking and accepting deletion. So this is a great tool to use when collaborating with other people. And so right now I'm collaborating with you on your paper, and so I'm indicating changes that I made, but I didn't just make the change without recording it. I tracked it so you can look at it and see what I did. So when I clicked on this bar on the left, it changed it to all markup. And so all markup is when it shows all of the changes that were made. If I click on this bar again, it switches back to simple markup. You can also track changes but not have the markup show. It'll still record the changes, but it won't be indicated on the screen. And so you can change that to no markup. And so now it's not there anymore on the screen, but it's still recording. So for example, if I were to add a sentence in right here, I'll just say this is a new sentence. Now it recorded that change. And if I go back up here to the view and I change it to all markup, now I have that underlined here. I inserted it here at 10:07 a.m. I can reject that insertion by right-clicking and clicking Reject Insertion. So that's one thing that I did on your research proposal. The other thing that I did was add in comments. I often will add in comments on my own papers, like if I'm reading it to revise it, and so I want to do something, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it, or I need to go back and look something up, I'll add in a comment. But this is also useful for collaboration. So I made a lot of comments on your document. And so they are going to be in the margin on the right. And you can reply to comments. So you could say, I've made this transition. So I said that I need to make a transition paragraph. And so then if I add that transition in, then I could indicate to myself that I've done that. Or it's actually more useful to reply to comments if you have multiple people commenting. So here I said I need to bolster this statement by tying in thread appraisals and vascular responses. And then my colleague Roland said, I agree. And then I responded, see added sentence in the previous paragraph. So this is that added sentence that I added. You can delete comments, and one way in particular is just to right click and click on delete. And then if a comment is resolved, but you don't want to remove it altogether, you click on resolve, and then it gets ghosted out. So just wanted to make you aware of these functions. Let's see, last thing though actually is adding in a comment. So if you wanted to add a comment, you can go to the insert menu and then click on comment. If you like keyboard shortcuts like I do, then if you press Alt plus I plus M, then that will give you a comment. And so it's actually in sequence. You press Alt and then press I and then press M. It will add a comment. So not all together, but press Alt, then press I, and then press M. It will add a comment. Okay, so that wraps up today's short tutorial on track changes and comments in Microsoft Word.